Alrighty, hello and good morning, Karen. How are you?
Hey, I'm wonderful, Jarlene. Nice to see you today.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to see you as well, Karen.
Awesome.
It's always a blast chatting with you. We were just having a great conversation. And I would love for us to carry this conversation onto the recording. If
Awesome.
you don't mind, tell me a little bit about your professional experience.
Wow. So my professional experience in HR, but exclusively in talent acquisition and recruitment, is basically being that first face for candidates, speaking with them, getting their information, kicking off that background, scheduling meetings, or scheduling interviews if they have to meet with a hiring manager. Also kicking off the backgrounds, making sure that they got the criminal background check done, drug screens done, also monitoring the results, making sure they're good and that they're cleared to move forward. Also making sure we have all the admin paperwork. So you want to make sure we clear that I-9, make sure they have their proof of identity and eligibility to work in the US. And then, of course, just make sure they have everything they need right up until that start date. Of course, my other experience is in HR is monitoring their data, being in compliance, making sure their merits are correct. And you never know, you may also have to do some type of discipline right up into termination. So basically, have experience in my HR career, just kind of like being that first face of the candidates, updating SOPs. Any disciplinary action, and then you never know what may happen after the term as far as following up with last paycheck, insurance, anything like that. So basically, just kind of covering everything from beginning to the end.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that great introduction
Mhm.
as far as your professional experience. And you definitely mentioned some key items there. Now, as far as the environments that you were in, because we know that a lot of the times with the recruitment, it varies on the company as far as the volume. As far as recruitment, were you working in high volume recruiting or high volume environments? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh my gosh. So I've worked with companies that had small volume, 11
Okay.
companies, which I built up to 55 employees, but mostly large corporations. So when I'm talking FedEx, I'm talking LabCorp, 6,000 employees. I can't remember exactly, maybe 5,000 I was responsible for at FedEx. So definitely large corporations, always in a corporate office that I was responsible for.
That's absolutely a bonus for this position because
Mhm.
it's just like that, very high volume recruitment, coordinating, and all of that. So
And
definitely,
multi-state, and multi-state.
oh, beautiful.
Multi-states. Mhm,
Even better, just like this company as well. They're in a few different states. So the
mhm.
fact that you have that experience is definitely a bonus.
Yeah, because
Um,
some laws may change with different states,
yeah, that's exactly right.
especially when it comes to pay and taxes.
Right,
Mhm,
exactly. Thank you for
mm,
sharing that.
mhm.
Moving to the systems, what are some systems that you have utilized in some prior positions and are comfortable with using?
Oh gosh, so I use some major ones, but what I learned now is because I have done SAP,
Yeah.
ADP, Workday, several other HRIS systems. I just feel like I
Mhm.
can do them all. Perfect example, I think when I started this job, they do one that I've never done before, but of course it was like nothing, no training, because once you've done several systems before, I can pretty much do them all. But definitely Workday, ADP, SAP, Prism. I've done ISOMs. I've done a lot. Taleo. There's several that I've done in my years working in HR.
Absolutely. And I agree. A lot of these HRIS or any other systems, a lot of which are basically similar, just different
Just
functions
different
or
functions. That's
widgets.
it. Yeah, that's it.
That's great. Awesome. And the fact that you mentioned no training and you did it on your own, kudos
Yeah.
to you. It's not always easy.
I've definitely been put in some positions where they're like, "Hey, there's no training, and as long as there's a SOP, I can go ahead and figure it out myself. And if there is not a SOP, I can also figure it out and create an SOP or desk procedure as I go along, because I also like doing that to have something to refer to. Because even if it's not for me, it may be somebody behind me that needs those step-by-step instructions. And I'm really good at that, doing details and images and everything so that someone can always follow behind me with the with
Absolutely.
the with the steps, yeah.
Yeah, and that really puts into perspective on your work ethic. The fact that
Mhm.
you may not know how to do something, but then you take initiative, look at the SOP, or if there's not an SOP, you
I'm gonna
create
build one. I'm gonna
one.
create one.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
And again, highlights your work ethic with that.
Mhm.
Now, in reference to just kind of wrap it up here, just two last questions. In reference to any time off, do you happen to have anything scheduled within the next 30 to 60 days at all?
I do not. I do
No,
not.
no vacations or
Not
anything?
not yet. Not yet.
Awesome. And then last question would be, as far as starting a new position, how soon are you looking to start?
I am definitely open to starting as soon as possible. I mean, I would have to get, like, maybe a 2-week notice, but
Yeah.
other than that, I can start as soon as possible.
Amazing. Well, Karen, it's been a pleasure chatting with
Thank you.
you. Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. If you don't mind, just stay with me here a little bit. I
Okay.
want to chat with you.
Okay.